Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. We're at the IT Expo Tech Super Show, our 39th event, the largest ever. Thanks for watching. On our program is Matt Siemens with Nuso. Matt, how are you?
Great. Thanks for having me and being able to have a quick chat here.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So for those who may not be familiar, tell us a little bit about your company.
Sure. So Nuso, we are primarily a channel-based offering of UCaaS and SIP trunking and business communication services. But we made some changes last year, and we acquired a company that was a carrier. We decided that it was important for us to actually control our own destiny and be able to actually have the telephony assets available to us so we wouldn't have to rely on others in the market. A lot of us experienced outages last year when there were certain types of security issues that were introduced into the market, and we decided it made sense for us to go ahead and move into our own space. So we've done that. Now we have full carrier operations as well and support white label and our UCaaS solutions through the channel on top of that carrier infrastructure.
So more integration, so similar to like what maybe a Tesla did with its battery factory, or Apple doing its own chip design, basically just controlling everything and just making sure you have a superior product to offer the customer.
Exactly. So I liken it to when someone is engaging on Shark Tank and they say they got their grandmother's cookie recipe and they rent the kitchen for a long time and then they realize it's time to buy their kitchen. And so effectively we've purchased our kitchen. Yeah, control the means of production.
Fantastic. And so in terms of differentiation, what other things are you guys doing to differentiate? So if a reseller's trying to figure out who to work with, that they work with you?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways. One is efficiency. So one of the things, I'll be speaking tomorrow on one of the panels about how to do growth in the new normal. We've actually always approached things a little differently than the rest of the market. It's not about working through the biggest master agent or doing the biggest marketing engagement. What it is instead is actually building efficient tools so that the partner actually has a good return on investment in the way that they're actually deploying their services and getting trained to actually sell our options. In addition, the technology piece of things, especially with the integration of the two companies now, that we've actually defined software-defined origination. So instead of simply having your normal origination scenario where every day somewhere in the country a central office loses a line card going out to the network or has some type of issue with origination, we actually have two completely separate networks in our carrier environment that actually allow us to go ahead and in software management allow the partner, the customer, or our NOC to be able to go ahead and move those numbers between two networks to avoid those normal operations that happen every single day in the country somewhere and be able to do that throughout the United States and Canada. So we have software-defined origination, a new term of art that we're actually introducing to the market, and we'll have releasing in July, and we'll be talking about it here at the show.
Wow, congratulations. That sounds really exciting. Now, for the resellers that are on the fence, they're not sure if they should sell UCaaS, they're selling other things, but they're looking to grow, they want more revenue, and they may not be experts in this space. How would you address them?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we actually work with two different larger franchise organizations of MSPs that have had to try to make that decision and how to actually drive it into their franchise owners and people who have no experience with telephony but are great from the IT perspective. And through that, we do two things. One is we actually take them through training process, and then also on their first 10 deals at a minimum, and they can continue after if they wish, they engage our customer concierge group and they actually walk them through database gathering, being able to actually put everything in place, being able to get them to the right place. Again, it's not so much about the marketing spin as much as the efficiency and the ability for us to train and get people to the right place.
And if there are issues with something and someone calls for support, how does that work?
No, that's a great question. So a lot of the larger service providers in the market have begun to say, well, if you're under 50 seats, you have to text us, you have to email us, we won't pick up the phone unless you pay extra for support. We do the exact opposite. So we have 24/7 access on the phone that you can reach any or all of our technical support organization and be able to go ahead and continue to manage that. Remember, we're not just, don't want to say just any longer, but UCaaS or SIP trunking, but we also have the carrier infrastructure. So we cannot be down at any given time. So we have fully staffed NOC and support infrastructure that we actually do pick up the phone and we'll talk to people. It doesn't matter if you have 3 seats or if you have 1,500.
Very exciting. Is there anything else we should know? If not, how do people find you?
Well, www.nuso.cloud here in the hall tomorrow at the first 9 o'clock engagement, and then as well, the only other thing I want to toss out is, we've grown at a rate of 40% per year since 2018, outstripping the market by 2 times. Markets average about 20 to 22%. We're averaging 40 to 45. We're doing something special, and what we're doing is actually engaging the partner where they live and making their return on investment that much better.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks, Rich.